Have you ever heard of the famous quote, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger"? It's a very famous quote that is mostly seen nowadays on social media posts or bios. The author of this quote is the person we'll be talking about today. Do you have any idea who this philosopher is? Friedrich Nietzsche. He was a German philosopher, cultural critic, composer, poet, and philologist, whose work has exerted a deep influence on modern intellectual history. Friedrich Nietzsche was born on October 15, 1844 in Germany. His father, Karl Ludwig Nietzsche, was a Lutheran preacher. He died when Nietzsche was 4 years old. Nietzsche and his younger sister, Elizabeth, were raised by their mother, Franziska. Nietzsche attended a private preparatory school in Naumburg, and then received a classical education at a prestigious boarding school. After graduating in 1864, he attended the University of Bonn for 2 semesters. He transferred to the University of Leipzig, where he studied philology, a combination of literature, linguistics, and history. He was strongly influenced by the writings of philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer. During his time in Leipzig, he began a friendship with the composer Richard Wagner, whose music he greatly admired. During his professorship, he published his first book, The Birth of Tragedy, 1872, and Human All Too Human, 1878. He also began to distance himself from classical scholarship as well as the teachings of Schopenhauer, and to take more interest in the values underlying modern-day civilization. By this time, his friendship with Wagner had deteriorated. Suffering from a nervous disorder, he resigned from his post at Basel in 1879. For much of the following decade, Nietzsche lived in seclusion, moving from Switzerland to France to Italy when he was not staying at his mother's house in Naumburg. However, this was also a highly productive period for him as a thinker and a writer. One of his most significant works, Thus Spoke Zarathustra, was published in 4 volumes between 1883 and 1885. He also wrote Beyond Good and Evil, published in 1886, and The Genealogy of Morals, 1887, and The Twilight of the Idols in 1889.